Mm. Okay, so my internet died. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so the first stream died. I just rebooted it as part 2. Hopefully this works. I don't know what happened. What if another notification goes out? Oh. Yeah, my internet my internet died. Red, did you get a second notification? I just changed the title to part 2, so hopefully it sent out another notification. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, like, everything froze up and my internet just blew up. Okay, I'll give it a second. I think everything looks good. Yay, alright, Batiste, we're back. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know what happened. Just like the internet just exploded all of a sudden. What were we talking about? Because like the chat disappeared. Oh yeah, your friend wanting to be a musician, but they never followed through because they're just trying to be cool. I think that was it. What was I saying? Oh yeah, friends. Oh, I knew so many people that wanted to learn the guitar or that bought guitars because like they thought it was like the cool thing to do. I guess like their idea was that it would get girls. I guess for I don't know, whatever. But I knew so many people like that, or they weren't really into music. Like they didn't have that like deep down passion to pursue it, and it was kind of just like it was like a facade. It was like just they were signaling to other people, right? They're signaling of like they're this interesting, cool person because they know how to play a musical instrument. I can sort of relate to that. I played a musical instrument for a long time. I used to play the piano. I actually really want to get back into it one day when I have more time. I kind of want to compose my own classical music for some of my videos. Because right now I pay for a service called Epidemic Sound where I get a lot of these copyright-free, unique songs like that's playing right now on the stream at the bottom. These are all songs like this guy Trevor Kowalski. This really interesting, relaxing, classical piano music is something that I love. I just love listening to it, and I feel like that's something that I could play maybe and add to my videos one day. But it takes a lot of time and dedication for something like that too, right? So that might be a hobby that I'm willing to do in the future. So okay, so my channel has has AMA 19 still sick, and then still sick part 2. Oh, that's funny. Oh well, it's okay. You know what? I feel good that I did this. This morning I woke up. I didn't feel good at all. I felt super groggy, and I was really tired, and I was just unmotivated this morning, and it felt like I was gonna have a super lazy weekend, and I should just say no to everything. Say forget the stream and just because my voice is so coarse and it's dry, and I don't know. But then I started the stream. I just forced myself to do it, and it kind of brightened my spirits. It made me feel a lot better. To force myself to do something, to put in that work, and to have this conversation with you guys and have this chat, and it sort of lifted my mood. It lifted my spirits, and I feel a lot better now. I'm super happy and super grateful that I forced myself to do it, right, and to do this stream. So I feel so much better now. Hopefully I'm gonna have a lot better day today. What else were we talking about before I got rudely disconnected by my internet service provider? Okay, what I've been working on? Oh yeah, so I made a website, or I'm trying to make a website. Just my full name, derekbearzi.com. Not very good with websites. Still trying to figure out how to do everything. I bought a subscription package with Squarespace. So I guess like building websites for noobs. I figured that would appeal to me since I don't know anything about making websites. So the idea with the website is I just want to kind of post a bunch of random ideas, maybe keep like an archive of the type of content that I'm making, and also put like my links of have like a home base, right? Like because I have this YouTube channel and I have like a TikTok and Instagram, a live stream. Like, I have so much stuff, like, but it's spread all over the place. I kind of just want to have like one home base where I control, like where I'm in control of the content, and and that website is a great thing for that. Another reason is that I can kind of start a newsletter. So that's something that I'm going to be pushing a lot, I guess. Hopefully not in an obnoxious type of way, but I do think that it would be foolish for me to put all my faith and trust into these social media platforms, right? Because even though I have a lot of faith, right, and I'm extremely bullish on YouTube, and it's a platform that I think is doing all the right things and they're going to be super successful, and I don't see how anyone can really compete with them. But at the same time, it's not outside the realm of possibility that YouTube goes away one day, right? Because look at things like MySpace and all these other social media platforms that have come before it. There's always like a chance, right? Like Vine or whatever. But Google and YouTube they're on like this completely other level, right? They're in a whole stratosphere of their own when it comes to video content. But I do think it will be smart for me, to build something that's independent of that world, right? So if one day all these things go away, I still have my website because it's something that I control, it's something that I pay for and that I create, and no one else owns it but me, right? And so I think that's important to do. I think it was important to at least start it and maybe get a newsletter out so I can kind of connect with you guys. So if you want to check it out, just I guess I'll put a link somewhere. It's just my full name, derekbearzi.com. And at the bottom, you can put your email address if you want to sign up for the newsletter. And then it should send you a verification email. Unfortunately, I think it goes to like your junk folder. So you just have to click like accept if you want to subscribe to the newsletter. And the plan is I'm going to be sending out hopefully monthly. I want to send out like some monthly thoughts and ideas of stuff that I'm working on. And I also want to give you guys a schedule, like a date of when I'm going to be posting content. Because right now I have a Google Docs, like Excel sheet, I guess you would say. And I basically plan out all my content per month. And every month I have a specific day for the type of thing that I want to release. And I sort of want to like post that schedule or let you guys know of what's coming up in the future, just so you'd have like a rough idea. So that's going to be in there. And whatever other random abstract thoughts and ideas I come up with, well, I'll probably put into the newsletter. So that's coming in the future. I was hoping to have the first one out by this weekend, but again, because I was sick, it kind of set me back a week. It actually set me back with a lot of projects that I'm working on, but that's okay. It's all right. So we'll see what happens. What else is going on? yeah, the podcast. So let's see the podcast. The podcast, we got 28 episodes out. It's not bad. It's getting there. The podcast is something that I think drives me the craziest, because like I have to reach out to people all the time. Like I'm always looking for guests to talk to. So if you guys ever want to be on it, or if you guys know someone that would like to be on a podcast, or has like an interesting opinion on something, or I don't know, whatever, reach out. I'm always looking for interesting people to talk to. You don't have to be like a content creator. Where is your podcast? So it has a YouTube channel, and it has a page. Hold on. How do I... Okay, so let me see. Let me get you links. Okay, so that YouTube link, it's for the YouTube version of the podcast. And there is this. So that is the link to the audio version of the podcast, where you can find it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. It's basically all over the place, if you want to check it out. It's not the best. It's something that I'm still working on. It's kind of been a struggle at times. I've had my friend Brian on, let's see, like 5 times, because I haven't been able I haven't been able to find any guests to talk to. So I got my friend Brian on like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. There's 5 episodes with Brian. So that's kind of funny. So yeah, Batiste, it's basically something that I try to do once a week, or I would love to do at least 1 episode a week, but because of my lack of guests, I only get like 1 a month. So it's basically been a 1 a month thing. I do record video and audio for it, so like the YouTube channel has its own little page. I don't really promote it too much. Like the idea with the podcast is like, I'm trying to find like 2 things: people that are interesting, regardless of the topic. Like I'm interested in people who are obsessed with things. So even if you're like someone who loves baking muffins, or you're obsessed with fossils, or I don't know, like swimming, or into like crypto or tech, like I like people that are super obsessive with things, or that they have like a lot of knowledge about. So for example, I had one guy who was like an accountant. I don't know anything about accounting, right? I don't really have any interest in it, but this guy has like a passion for accounting. So it makes talking to him about accounting, it makes it interesting for me, because I'm learning something about accounting, right? I know that sounds super weird. It seems kind of strange, right? But I don't know. I always have this like super curious personality where I love to just learn things, regardless of what it is, even if it's something that doesn't even interest me. I don't know. I just have this like curious personality where I always want to learn new things and find stuff out. So that's the first intention with the podcast. The second is to hopefully get other creators on the platform, and then kind of give them a way to promote their work. And I sort of took this idea from Joe Rogan's podcast, where he's like a big comedian, right? So whenever he sees like a new up and coming comedian, he'll bring them on his podcast to give them exposure. So my intention here is to hopefully, if my channel can grow one day and I have like a bigger presence online and the podcast grows, that maybe I can find that person who is in my shoes right now, or where they're just starting a YouTube channel, or maybe they're just starting a business, or maybe they're just starting their own podcast, and they have all this passion and love and determination, and they're putting all this energy into the work, but they're not gaining any traction, or they're not gaining any ground. Like I want to be able to give those people a voice. So I guess like it's sort of like my way to try to give back to the community, hopefully, even though I don't have much to give back at the moment, right? But I think that's I think it's important. I think it can't just all be about yourself. It can't just be this selfish thing where it's only about me. Like I want to grow, I want to make money, I want to blow up. Like that's not rewarding, right? It's like on Christmas, like the big joy of Christmas is not just receiving gifts from others. It's also giving gifts to other people and seeing the happiness on their face, right? Like that's what makes me happy too. So that's sort of part of the reason, or like the end goal I have with the podcast. So I don't know. That's just what it is right now. I listened to so many podcasts in 2 months. Oh, cool, Batiste. Just sub to the podcast. I'll be tuning in. Thanks, Red. Thanks, bro. Let's see how many subscribers we got. Oh, 33. All right, Red, you're the 33rd subscriber. Yeah, it's not the best. I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't have like the super high quality podcast set up with like all the multiple cameras and all this stuff, and because of COVID I can't have guests in person, so a lot of the episodes are kind of done over like a Zoom call. So there is that problem with audio and video quality, but like I said, I'm not too concerned about it right now. I'm just trying my best to like put in the reps. Like I want to put in my repetitions of podcast episodes and just like get better at it. Like that's my goal with it right now. So I think maybe that's why I haven't really promoted it that much, because maybe I'm secretly scared that you guys will think it sucks because I haven't put in the amount of time and effort into it that I think it deserves. I don't know. Maybe that's like an underlying fear that I have deep down that I'm not willing to admit. Maybe that's something that I should face, or maybe I should be proud of it. Like I should be proud of all the work that I do, regardless of what stage it's at. Right? Of course, my YouTube channel, there's so much more. It's more polished, right? It's like such a nicer thing to view, because there's been so much work and emphasis into detail that I put into it, where I'm super proud of where it's at, right? And I hope the podcast will get there one day, but I don't know, we'll see. Obsessed people are often really pleasant to listen to. Yeah, even like have you ever talked to someone that's like super into scuba diving, but like I could care less about scuba diving? Like I don't know, I have no interest in kind of going down and looking at coral and fish. But then when you talk to someone and you see that like passion in their eyes, and they just love it, right? They just absolutely love it, and like it's like their mission and purpose in life. Well, when I see that, it makes everything, it makes a subject so much more attractive to me, because now I'm like, wow, how come I have this weird view where I don't even care about scuba diving, but this person, their whole entire life revolves around it, right? Like this is their life, and for some reason I can't understand that connection, but because I don't understand it, it makes me have this desire to try and understand it, and it makes the conversation super interesting. So that's why, and also you learn things on podcasts that I never would have learned normally. Like I talked to this one guy from Australia. His name is Jeffrey. What episode was it? 26. Jeffrey Pang. So he's from Australia, and he's an audiologist. So he's like like someone who specializes in hearing, and I never even heard that term before. Like I know you hear of like like eye doctor, ear doctor, or something, right? Maybe if you need like a hearing aid, you see like an ear doctor. I don't know, but like he told me like by trade he went to school for audiology, and I was like, dang, I never even heard of that before. So like normally, why would I ever care about hearing aids, or why do I even care about like how my ears work or audio? But then just talking to this guy, to where that's his life's work, and it's like, man, it just makes a subject super intriguing to me. So I don't know. It's just like a weird trait that I have. I work as an AV tech. If you ever build a team, I'm down to help. Hey, there you go. There you go, Red. AV tech. Yo, that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. If I ever build a team, you know what? One day I hope to do. I hope to do something, because I'm soon realizing that doing everything myself, it's hard, man. Like if you think about like these videos that I make, like I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm the editor, I'm the sound design guy, I'm the guy that does the color grading, I do the scripting, like I'm the photographer and the videographer. Like I can't be everything, right? At the beginning it's fine, right? But like I think long term, it's hard to do all those things. It's really hard. And I'm sure if I could, maybe one day reach a level of success, I would love to start a team. Maybe have like a photographer, an editor, like you said, an AV guy, an audio guy, just something, and maybe like expand on the concept that I'm building here. But maybe one day in the future, right? Hopefully. That's dope. I gotta watch that. I myself wear hearing aids. Yeah, see what I mean? Like it's like if someone were to tell you about the subject of audiology, or the career path of audiology, of being an audiologist, you'd be like, all right, that's cool, I guess. Like it's whatever. Like it's not interesting, right? But then actually hearing it from a person who does it firsthand, I don't know, it's cool. It's super cool to me. I don't know. I loved it. It was an interesting conversation I had with that guy. We actually plan on doing another episode in the future because the time difference between Canada and Australia was super awkward, and we couldn't get on the same page. So that podcast episode ended up being super short. It was only like 50 minutes, and the quality of the video was really bad because we couldn't figure out everything. We had to last minute use Zoom and record from Zoom, and the whole thing was a disaster. But I do plan on doing another episode with him in the future. I don't know. It's just like when I think about all this work I'm doing, I would love to just make videos, do a live stream like maybe every Saturday or every other Saturday like I'm doing now, and do like a podcast episode every week. And if I could just do that, if that was I don't know, my job or career, man, it would make me so happy, just if I could just do that. Because right now it's like I have to balance all this stuff with the day job, right? And it's hard, it's difficult, it's not easy. Like that time restriction that you have of commuting to work, going to work, commuting home. It's killer for anyone that's trying to start a business or pursue some type of creative endeavor. It's not easy, right? So hopefully one day, I guess that's my long-term goal. If I could ever make this a full-time career, that'd be awesome. It'd make me super happy. And like you said, build a team, and not do everything myself. Would hopefully one day be great. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. A lot can change, right? What else? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Sorry that the stream kind of blew up into 2 separate sections, but it's all good. It looks funny with like 2 of the same thumbnail, just part 1 and part 2. I think that's all I got. I don't know, Red, Batiste, if you have any other questions, let me know. If not, I'm going to end this stream shortly in about, I don't know, maybe a couple minutes or so. I feel really good about struggling today, you know, waking up on the wrong side of the bed, not feeling good, and just forcing myself to do this chat and, you know, talk to you guys. And it really, you know, it really lifted my spirits, and, you know, I'm a lot more optimistic for the rest of my day today. So hopefully it'll be a super productive day. I got a lot of work to catch up on, so we'll see. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Oh, that's super interesting. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Let me give you building a website would just be a cheap answer. Let me give you a good answer. Okay, when did I do something that was super difficult? What was I learning? Oh, you know what it was? It was, okay, I don't know if you would say doing this for the first time. But I was looking up this, I don't know what you would call it, these scientific papers about working out and exercising, right? And when you think about, yeah, I don't know if this is a good answer to your question, Batiste, but whatever, I'm going to go with it. Whenever you think about like working out, right, you think about like going to the gym for an hour, or going to the park, or, you know, putting in like in a session that's like 30 minutes to 60 minutes. And then I found out about this simple idea called one set training. And this is something that you would do in 5 minutes. And like this was a type of training I've never done before. And I was wondering like what is this one set training? Like how can doing one set of something like be beneficial for your physical health? Like that doesn't make any sense, right? Like when you go to the gym, you want to get in multiple sets with multiple reps, you know, with rest periods, right? And like it's like this whole gigantic like activity and that you have to pursue, right? Like how can one set training work? And recently I was reading about this, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And the idea behind one set training was you're going to have days where you won't have half an hour to go to the gym, or you won't have an hour you know, to put in a workout. And there's this idea that if you do like a compound exercise like a body weight squat or a very slow push-up, and you just do one set of extremely hard reps, your body, in terms of the stress you're putting on the muscles, it benefits greatly from it. And I tried this out recently, and it kind of blew me away. And what I did was, instead of one set, I did 2. I did one set of push-ups, and I did one set of squats. And I would do like a push-up where I'd go down to the ground and I would hold it, right? And then I would press. And I would slowly go down and hold it, and then I would press. So I was doing like push-ups that were extremely difficult. And the idea is you force your body to go to failure. So I had this like one like killer set of push-ups. I think I maybe did like, I don't know, it was like 15 or 16 of this very slow controlled push-ups, and like my shoulders were on fire. And then I followed that up with one extremely slow set of body weight squats, and it was the same thing. And then I was done. It was like super fast. I was done super quick. And my whole body actually felt strained, right? And that kind of like blew me away. And I was like, man, that's actually beneficial. And the idea is, instead of doing nothing, you can do that anywhere. Like, you can take 5 minutes and do some push-ups and some squats, like wherever you are, right? And this idea of one set training was something like I'd never even heard of before, and it was super. I don't know. It was super interesting. It was super beneficial to me. So from memory, I think that's the only thing I can remember recently that I've done kind of for the first time. That sort of sparked my interest. So now when I have like a day, like maybe like today, where I have like a live stream going on, maybe I have like a dinner planned, maybe I have to get some groceries, maybe I have to work on a YouTube video, and and I'm also sick, there might not be time to go and put in a 1 hour session at the gym, right? So maybe I can incorporate this extreme one set training and get at least something done in like a short period of time where it is beneficial. So kind of a weird answer for your question, but that was something that I found super interesting recently when I was reading a bunch of stuff. In terms of like activities for the very first time, I did go snowshoeing. It wasn't very recent, but I remember snowshoeing for the first time at my parents' cottage. That was super interesting. Never been like snowshoeing before, where you get like these giant tennis rackets. It looks like a tennis racket, and it attaches to like the bottom of your boot. And then because the pressure of your weight is distributed amongst a giant area, when you walk on the snow, like you don't sink all the way down. You can almost walk on top of the snow, which is it's kind of super cool. So that was something I kind of did for the first time. It was a lot of fun. Strange, but a lot of fun. I guess you can only do that if you're in a cold climate like Canada or France. France would work too. All right. So I think that's it. Hey, Batiste, Red, you guys are still there. Thanks for dropping by. Always great talking to you guys. Hopefully we can do it again in 2 weeks. Forrest and whoever else came by, I always appreciate it when you guys come by in the stream. Makes everything a lot of fun, and it's rewarding for me, to be able to connect with you guys and just talk about life, and what's going on. It makes everything so much more enjoyable. So, Red, take it easy, brother. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. All the best. Batiste, hopefully you don't get jumped anymore. just run away, dude. Like, run away from those world star hip hop wannabes. And hope you guys have a great weekend, and we'll talk soon in about, I guess, 2 weeks or so. We'll say February 5th for now. So see you guys. Thanks again for coming out, and have a great day. Peace. See ya. Do-do-do-do-do.